Welcome. Our intention today will be to release stress and tension in the body. We will begin our flow standing at the edge of our mat, hands crossed. We will reach up to the sky. Breathe. As you reach down the back of your legs, stretch those hamstrings, pulling your chin to your knees. Now walk those hands out. Lower yourself down to the mat. Lengthen those feet and push up into an upward facing dog. Breathe. Now you will lower yourself down to the mat, push up, and trying to keep those legs as straight as you can, walk those hands to your feet. Grab the back of your ankles, guide your hands up the back of your legs, reach up toward the sky, and breathe. You will repeat this movement over. Hands down the back of the legs, stretching out those hamstrings. Walk those hands out. Lower yourself down into that push-up, lengthening those feet, and push into an upward-facing dog. Breathe. From here, lower yourself back down toward the mat. Push up, walk those hands back to your feet. Grab the back of your ankles, hands go up the back of the legs, reach up toward the sky, and breathe. This time, as you reach for those ankles, take some time down in this stretch. Breathe. Guide yourself down to the mat, nice and slow. Lengthen those feet and push into that upward facing dog. Breathe. Do this flow one last time with me. Now, from this position, push up into a high plank and bring that right foot right outside that right hand. Now, straighten out that back leg, raising that knee up off of the ground, and breathe. Drop that back knee to the ground. And let's switch sides. Left foot outside the left hand. Now push that knee up off of the ground. Breathe. Now let's switch back to the original side. Right foot outside the right hand. Now lift that back leg, straighten out that back leg by squeezing through that glute, and breathe. Drop that knee to the ground, and let's switch positions. Now let's return back to our high plank position. Take that right knee, pull it through the hands, and lay on that knee. Stretch those hands out as far as they can reach. Stretch that back leg out as far back as you can reach it. And breathe. Let's go ahead and switch to the other side. Up in our high plank, pull that left knee through the hands, lay on it, reach those hands out, and reach that back leg as far back as you can reach it. Breathe. Now let's go ahead and switch back to the original side. High plank, knee through, lay, and reach. Now let's switch to the left side. Now from here, we will go to a 6-point position. Toes, knees, and hands in contact with the ground. From here, we will reach our hand out and our opposite leg out. So let's go ahead and start reaching that right hand out and that left leg out. Hold that position and breathe. Now let's switch. Left hand out and right leg out. Now let's switch back. Now let's switch back. Make sure as you reach that back leg, you try to straighten that leg, not bending at the knee, but squeezing through the glute to keep that leg straight and that toe pointed down at the ground. Let's try again. Switch sides. Now, let's return back to that 6-point stance. From here, let's raise that left leg as high as we can, keeping that knee bent. Keeping those arms as straight as we can keep them. Open up that hip and raise that leg. Perfect. Think about holding that leg up there for a 2-second count before putting it back down. Now let's go ahead and attack the other side. Raise that knee, hold it, now place it down. Up, hold, now place it down again. continue this movement. Now straighten out those toes and push those hips back, sitting on your heels. And let's reach those hands out as far as we can reach them. This is called child's pose. Now up out of it, and then sit back down in it. Really reaching those hands as far out as you can reach them as you press that forehead toward the ground. Continue this motion. Now let's take our bodies down to the mat. Stomach down to the mat, arms out to your sides so your body makes a T shape. From here, we are going to take the left foot and reach it across our body towards our right hand and then place it back. And let's do the same on the opposite side. And place it back. Good. Getting a big stretch, reach. Place that foot back. Now let's reach to the other side. Perfect. Let's continue this movement. Let's hit one more reach on each side. Now let's push up and back into child's pose. Breathe. Push up out of it, push back into it. And breathe. Out of it and back into it. Breathe. Now let's flip around and sit upright on our mat. Feet straight out in front. If you can reach for those toes, go ahead and reach for those toes. If not, reach for the ankles and pull your forehead down toward your knees. let's take that right foot and pull it into our body. And then reach for that leg that's out straight in front. Breathe. Now let's switch positions. Straighten that bent leg out and bend that leg that was straight. Now let's reach for that leg that's straight and breathe. Now let's go ahead and switch again, going back to the original side. Tuck that right leg in, reach that left leg out, reach for that left toe, and breathe. Now let's switch one last time in this position. Now we will try a new position. Left leg straight out in front. Let's take that right foot, pull it up and over our body, and place it on the ground near our hip pocket. We will then hug that knee as hard as we can and sit as tall as we can. Now let's switch sides. Right leg straight, left leg up and over, and hug that knee. Let's switch sides. Switch back. And switch back again. Now switch one last time. Now, before we return to the feet, let's release any tension that may be in the calves. So let's get up into a high plank position. Let's cross one foot over the opposite ankle, and let's push up into a pike to stretch out that calf. Let's switch. Now let's slowly work our way up on our feet. We will get into a lunge position, a high lunge position. where the back leg is straight and the front leg is bent, knee over the foot. Drop that back knee down to the ground and push those hips forward, leaning into that front knee. Shift your weight backwards as you straighten that front leg out, toe to the sky, and reach for that front toe. If you can't reach that toe, that's perfectly fine. Reach for the ground by your heel. Now pull that foot back under you. And from here, you will lean into that front knee. Now return to your high lunge. Now let's turn and face the other side. Drop that back knee toward the mat and lean those hips forward into that front knee. Shift your weight backwards as you straighten out that front leg and reach for that front toe. Pull that foot back under you. Stretch those hips by pushing them forward toward that front knee. Now rise up into that high lunge. Now let's switch back to the original side. Down, hips forward, now shift your weight backwards as you straighten out that front leg and reach for the front toe. Pull that foot back under you, lean those hips forward, and rise into that high lunge. Let us switch our stance. Lower that back knee, lean those hips forward, straighten out that front leg. Breathe and reach. Pull that foot back up under you. Lean those hips forward. Rise up into that high lunge. Now center yourself on your mat, feet just outside of the shoulders. From here, sit down into a squat, pressing those hands together and those elbows against those knees. From here, tuck those fingers under the insides of your feet to anchor you down. From here, drive those hips to the sky, straightening out those legs, getting a good stretch in those hamstrings. From here, drive those hips back down into your squat. Hands together, press up against those knees, and breathe. Let's tuck those fingers back under the feet, drive those hips to the sky, bring those hips back down into that squat, hands together. This time, as you breathe, I want you to look left, then look right. Look left, look right again, look left again, and look right again. Tuck those fingers under those toes, stretch those hamstrings, and then you're going to pull those hips back down into that squat. Hands together. This time, look up and down. Look up and down. Look up again and look down again. Return to your feet, walk to the head of your mat, crossing your fingers in your lap. Breathe. Deep breath in, deep breath out, and relax.